Hello, 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 people. Jumping on to share my thoughts for the day. We are continuing our conversation around love and positivity. I talked a little bit on Monday, I believe, about just all the crazy stuff that we got going on, and just taking the week off, not talking about goals, but really just talking about love, right? And loving yourself, loving on one another. And so I want to continue in that same vein this week. But of course, I always have to start off with my random comments, right? So I am in my downtown area, so hopefully there won't be too much noise in the background. Okay, so here's my random comment, number one. Yesterday, I went to a luncheon with my boss and other coworkers. Just pause there, right? I technically should not be allowed to accompany my boss anywhere because I may or may not be appropriate. Okay? So this was a luncheon that my company that I work for was putting on. A lot of you already know that I work for a community mental health center, and I am a therapist, and I work with clients who have addictions and mental health issues and trauma issues, right? So the luncheon was all about addiction and mental health. And the person that was speaking was a psychologist, and he was also a comedian. And he was pretty funny, right? It wasn't a lot of times, not a lot of times, sometimes you can go to these conferences and luncheons and yada yada, and they just be boring. Like, this was a waste of my time. But this one was good, and they may or may not have asked for a volunteer. I may or may not have volunteered. I may or may not have gotten on the stage. Listen, it wasn't great. Okay, it wasn't my best moment. That's all I'm gonna say. I just let my boss know that if I need to put my resignation in, you just let me know. Because I just don't change, right? Like, I'm this way at work and I'm this way at home. There's a little difference. A little less cussing here, a little more Jesus here, a little less here. It's always Jesus, always. But it might be a little more, a little less. Always cussing, but a little more, a little less. And because I just can't take the inappropriate out of my life, I technically should not be allowed to go a lot of places, okay? So that's my random thought for today. I know I didn't tell you exactly what happened, but you don't need to know that. Just know that you probably shouldn't take me anywhere that requires me to be appropriate. That's all I got, okay? So here's my thought for today regarding love. I want to know, what kind of random act of kindness can you do to promote love in whatever city that you live in, right? So we already know that our world is filled with crap. It's just filled with so much mess. So much mess. And it's draining and it's exhausting, trying to reach your own personal goals, trying to take care of your family, trying to be a volunteer in your community and give back. I hope you're doing all of those, right? Like, I hope you have your foot in a little bit of those. And all of that can be exhausting, but I really want us to be intentional about love, because love is the thing that heals us all, right? I talked a little bit about that on Monday, and I'm just putting a plug in again for love, because we don't talk about it enough. We don't hear about it enough. We hear about the hate and all of the negative things that are going on, but we don't talk about the importance of love and the power of love. And so I really want you to think about relationship, right? When I think about love, I think about relationship. We have so many issues as people because we've been burned and hurt and have had all these experiences in relationships, right? Moms and friends and husbands and whoever, bosses. And so it has really changed our ability to, I don't know if I want to say be effective in relationships, but maybe be effective, right? Our ability to give, our ability to trust. But the best thing that you can do for someone is have a healthy, supportive relationship, right? It's the best thing that you can give yourself, and it's the best thing that you could give someone else. And I want us to think about love in terms of relationship in this season, because it's so overlooked. We minimize the importance of relationship, and we minimize the importance of love because it's hard and because there are failures that come. But the truth is, the world could use more love. The world could use more relationship. And that means it has to start with you and I. Right? That's what it means.